Hey, you guys. Welcome to another moment to release or ask a spiritual advising question. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. What I'm going to do is go ahead and drop the link for you to be able to call in if you want, or you can leave questions or whatever you wanted to release in the chat. And I will be here reading, waiting for you guys to call in. Just the link. Meow. Hello, Len Kushin. Sorry if I messed that up. Len Kushin. Hi, YouTube girl. Okay, just Len. Hi, Len. I'm glad to have you with us tonight. You as well, YouTube girl. So, this is just a moment if you have something that you're wanting to release, Len, or if you have something you're wanting advising on in relation to whatever may be going on in your life at this time, you can just leave that in the chat or call in. You're not interrupting anything. I'm just here to offer a space for anybody who needs to release anything to release, or if they do have a situation or something they're wanting spiritual advising on, to give them a space to ask questions if they want to. And that's it. So you're not interrupting anything. And if I don't get any questions in, then I'm just going to be, here reading or connecting with you guys. You said you're in a mood today. Well, it's maybe I can't help with the mood that you're in at this time, you too, girl. But it's not an understanding of necessarily making whatever feelings or emotions that you have at this time go away all the time. It may not be that easy. Sometimes it's just good to have somebody be there or sit with you while you process. Well, that's okay, Lynn. If you don't feel like you want to release anything, that's fine. Just being present is enough. I definitely believe that's the case. My purpose and my intention is for releasing, and I set the intention that just by being here, that some things are being helped and assisted for you to release, even if you're not ready to speak on them or wanting to at this time. And you said it's just about a male. I'll keep that in mind. You said shy away from the word releasing. Would you like to further share your thoughts on or views on that? You said I sound like such an academic, Lynn. I, I've been told that quite a bit in my life, so it's not surprising. You said you've been getting readings and on following a journey. Nothing has happened that you were told it would, and you're at the worst place in your career. You feel like you've left everything behind, and you're annoyed, beginning to think you've made a bunch of wrong decisions because your life is not in any better place. And you also said you like the word releasing. Okay. I understand. I can truly say I understand your grievances. As far as assisting you in the understanding of moving through this energy, again, I say, like, it is having been in the understanding that you're in, pertaining to feeling like you've released a lot of you, changed, you've stepped out away from so many old things, really, because that's what those situations can kind of represent. And you're waiting for the newer understandings to come in relation to what you've been told would come in, or what you want to come in, what you're working to move toward. It can be a process. It can. And I think that we've talked about it before in one of my past lives, because you've been there, where there is an understanding of divine timing that can be at play pertaining to things. And that's not always an easy understanding. It isn't. I've honestly, quite often in my life, especially in the past few years, had to um, been like just really irritated or frustrated with the divine timing of things. But really, even in a sense of feeling like, my timing or what I wanted pertaining to um, it being Spirit's timing versus my timing. Spirit's timing has always turned out to be the best. And, sometimes I would have conversations with Spirit about that. And I'd be like, okay, you were right about this, or the understanding of when this came about, or the things that I didn't see, pertaining to you bringing me everything that I wanted for myself. Maybe I didn't always see it or understand it. You said you're just talking about your career itself and where you want to move with that. And you're saying you still don't know where you want to move pertaining to your career? You have no idea. Okay, so you said you're not worried about making bad decisions. And what you're worried about having made bad decisions that have hindered financial success, and you have no idea about where you're headed or what you're wanting to do. Okay, you have no idea about what you're about to do. And when you say you have no idea, yes, Lynn, I am streaming on multiple platforms, on Twitch and YouTube. And I do understand what you're saying pertaining to what some people might see versus me using the word releasing. But, at the end of the day, any word can be turned or twisted into something else. And that's just the truth of it, anything. But I do appreciate that and understand what you're saying. So, You feel like divine timing can't even come into play, YouTube girl, is what you're saying? Nothing is working out, not even a small nugget has been revealed to be true. So, the one thing that I want to go back to is you said you have no idea what you want to do. You have no idea what you want to do. There's no understanding of what you want to do because where you were before is not where you want it to be, correct? Yes. Is that a yes to you saying that where you were before is not where you want it to be? There's a little lag here, so I'm just wanting to be sure that I'm hearing you correctly. Okay. So you where you were before is not where you want it to be. And feel like maybe you made a bad decision in leaving the environment that you were in, even though it isn't where you want it to be. And when you were in that environment, did you feel that you were able to it was easy to be in that environment or that it was an understanding of you being able to just move in a way that was beneficial for you in that environment? Oh, yes. When I'm telling you, spirit has had to make me strong to get me here to be on live. And I was raised in kind of like a very rough household, so it would take a lot for me to be unsettled by somebody coming on live saying certain things. I promise you. But I really appreciate the concern. So no, I don't want to delve into too much where you've left. If you said you feel you made bad decisions to leave, even if you felt like okay, you said but at least you had some way to make money. So in that environment, did you feel like you were moving in a way that was giving you everything that you wanted financially? I can say it has been, Lynn. I've hey, at the end of the day, you just gotta learn to let people think what they think and continue to move forward. Okay. So you don't feel like being in that situation, you were moving how you would have wanted to be beneficial to your current environment either. So I think, leaving that behind, you have made certain choices already and you can't go back. One thing we can't do is go back. Okay. You said it's hard to be there, but you guess what you're realizing is you made an immature decision and had no backup and walked away from so much. I understand what you're saying. Um, I've done that. I have. I've done that really just following my spiritual path. And again, it's not been an easy understanding. I can say that spirit has um, provided for me or assisted me. And again, it has not always been, I know you said getting away from divine timing, but it has not always been the understanding that it was on my timing or the understanding of when I felt I should be assisted in some sense, it was still on Spirit's timing. But I don't even want to talk about that. You said you don't know what you're wanting to move towards. Is you have no understanding or no thought about where you're wanting to move. So let's discuss that. What do you think that you want to move towards? Thank you, Lynn. I will. I will. I promise you, I'm a pretty tough cookie. Oh, but I really do appreciate the concern. So I know I said, you've made decisions to move away from this environment, and in some ways, you've kind of seemed to mourn it at this time. Would you ever go back? Would you want to go back to that environment? Okay. And I don't know if you have thought about, um, have you been writing down or thinking about, just in some sense, what I also use to help assist me in coming up or figuring out where I want to move in a future understanding for myself is it's called automatic writing. I don't know if you've tried that out or used that as a way to try to assist you, but it's not you taking over and writing so much. I mean, it is you, but it's almost like just asking your soul self, what it wants you to know, what is the understanding of how it wants you to move forward, and seeing if that's something that could assist you. It's something I haven't done in a long time, but automatic writing was very helpful for me when I was beginning the beginning of my ascension journey. And you were just with all the compliments tonight, Lynn. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I will do my best to keep my the, myself balanced in this. Mm, um, I've experienced uh, I've experienced a lot of different types of you could say abuse, verbal, emotional, physical. Is this my affinity of dealing with certain things related to mental health about that? I couldn't say. I don't really know. I think that there are people that can be good at those things, and maybe they've never experienced any type of abuse. So I wouldn't say that that's the understanding at all. You said because I have the past, so my connection is always about mental health and understanding. So you're saying that, from your connection to mental health and being in balance is related to your own experiences. And there's nothing wrong with that. I can't say that, there's not my lived experience is not a part of this. I wouldn't equate it to everything. Of course, I think it can be helpful, especially to people if they feel like it or they know that you've been where they've been. I think that Spirit has taken me through a lot of different things in my life purely. Actually, that's a funny thing. There's some things that I've gone through in the last couple of years where I remember I remember, having a conversation with spirit about wanting to be of assistance, and it took me to places and, in situations that I never would have found thought I would have found myself in, and it was like, "Well, you need to go to these places if you're wanting to assist people, you're wanting to help people, you want to be there for my people, then you have to experience these environments because these are my people. This is where they are. This is what they've experienced, and I want you to be able to, connect and know who my people are." And so, I've definitely gone through some experiences that I feel were about helping me to connect more, but I don't think that that means that you have to have experienced certain things in order to be of assistance to people. And you said you've experienced um, terrible trauma in relation to childhood, and and that brings you to a deep interest in mental health. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it really does make sense. I I've experienced quite a bit of trauma in my life. I've experienced some quite a bit of childhood trauma as well as an adult, and again, like I don't think that that pulled me toward mental health or the spiritual understanding of things so heavily. It just seems to be something that was on my path. Yeah. So I don't think when you say maybe you're just self-projecting, I don't think that you're projecting. I think it's very true that sometimes it can be the case. What I do try not to do though, I try not to allow the experiences that I've been in to be, me seeing that this is this other person's life. I try not to do that. I try to separate that understanding and give them a place to just, speak on their experience. And maybe I'll share some things if I feel like it could be of assistance or helpful, but I don't try to say this is the best way for you to go. You get what I'm saying? And I think that that's important as well. It's maybe I've been through some things that can help me recognize and understand your situation better. And if you're open to it, offer some, information or assistance. But that doesn't mean that my lived experience is, going to, or the way that I've gotten through my lived experience, the tools that I used are necessarily the same thing for you. Yeah, I understand exactly. And yes, you do. You need to have separation from yourself and what they're going through. Yes, that's exactly it. I've gone a long time. I went a long time of not really giving much advice on anything because I wanted to really make sure I was in balance, and not doing that. You know, I always try to leave room for someone to, move in a way that is about what is right for them, and not make it. You should do this because this worked for me. Because just because it worked for you doesn't mean that it's the way that they're meant to get through their situation. So yeah. But yes. Yes, I think that is a lot of the times that the things that we can go through, they can be used to assist people if we want to. Thank you. I try. I really don't. But I try to remain balanced or be in a balanced energy overall. Mm. I don't know if I'm confident. I'm just me, and even in a sense of being here on live, I understand it as me being myself, and I'm just chilling, really. That's it. And it's not about I don't think it's about being confident so much because again, like I'm not a person that would be on live, but this is what I feel spiritually guided to do. And so, you know, if it looks confident, I'm really just doing my best to be myself. And oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you for the compliment, Lynn. Mm. YouTube girl, I don't know if you're still here, but yes, I was saying again that it could be an understanding of working to just give your soul self space to write that understanding out to you. I have used automatic writing as a tool like that before. Are you asking what can you help me with? Um, really? I'm pretty good. I mean, if you're asking what you can help me with, if there's anybody that needs that you feel you said you can see it in my eyes. But yes, I don't really need I'm pretty good. I really think mainly if mm, I could say that. I think that in the past, I have done so in a way that was about assisting others, but, and not taking care of myself, but I'm pretty good at, like, taking care of myself and doing this process. I give to myself just as much as I give to others. It's an equal understanding for me. So, really, what really need at this time is, just honestly, to continue to trust spirit and how it leads me and where it's heading me towards. Yeah, and I really don't what I need at this time is what I already have. But if you do, ever have anybody that could use some assistance or advising and you want to let them know about this space that I'm offering, then, you know, I'd be fine if you did that. But everything else, I'm good. I don't really I have enough, in this moment. And this is something I often practice saying, if this moment is all I have everything. And that doesn't mean there aren't anxieties or worries or else the case may be, but I have enough. I have enough in this moment. And I trust that when I get to the next moment, I'll have what I need for that moment too. Okay, you said you are still here, YouTube girl. Yes, so what I was saying about the automatic writing, it really can be a good tool. And just try and see what may come, just from your soul speaking through you, what it may want you to move towards, what ideas or understandings it may have for you in that sense. And maybe at first it could start with, you know, releasing some anxieties. And I'm not saying it's not like journaling, but it's a little bit different from that because it's really, really just allowing your soul to take over and write to you what it wants for you and seeing if that assists you. Journaling can be more that you're the one that's holding the pen, and in a sense, it's more your soul is the one that's holding the pen this time and letting it speak to you in that sense. You said there's a barrier hidden back there. You'll crack it one day, Len. If you say so, I believe you. And Len is, well, Ling is tree, right? In Mandarin? You said you don't get it, YouTube girl? What do you mean? What I was speaking about pertaining to automatic writing? So, to make sure that you're okay, it requires you to be still. You're holding the pen and you just let the words come. You know, it's not so much, it's almost you do it out of focus. So you don't necessarily write. Um, you don't necessarily write right away the thoughts that are coming into your head. If you're writing, let's say you'll just start to write yourself. But with automatic writing, you put the pen to paper, pen or pencil to paper, and you just wait and you just let your soul begin to write. And I mean, I want to say, was it immediate for me? It may have been kind of immediate for me, but I could feel the difference. You know, I've done automatic writing for uh, myself, but also speaking to other people's spirit guides as well. And the things that, you know, like in relation to it that had nothing to do with me, you know. So, but it does, you will feel the difference in a sense. But yes, you kind of like don't force it and just put the pen to paper and just in some sense, you know, if you're just talking to spirit or your inner self, you say, hey, um I am ready for you to bring this message to me, or, you know, use me to, or use my hand to bring this message to paper, whatever the case may be, whatever feels right for you in this moment. But the most important thing is about making sure that you are allowing the energy itself to be in control and move through you, and not, you know, your thoughts or the runaway understanding of your thoughts to lead the conversation. You know, I've had spirit speak through me to me directly through automatic writing too, and I've had conversations where it's like um clearly me being upset or angry, you know, not always a happy conversation, but purely me being upset or angry and writing one thing and spirit writing other messages. I don't really think so much for me that the writing changes, but there are some people that do it, and they say even the way that they write versus the way the energy itself writes looks different, you know. So it could be like that for you too. But yes, it's just, don't force it, pen to paper, and just wait and let it happen, you know? And it may happen slowly at first that the words start to come in, but you may notice that they're coming, but it feels different from, you know, the conversation that you would normally be having. It feels different from the stream of thoughts that may normally be going through your mind. Mm. And you said Lin means forest. Okay, yeah, I thought it was tree or forest. Um, I used to have a Korean name. I don't remember what Shin means, but it was my Korean name was Shinmina. So I just thought that was interesting. You said when I need a good cry, you'll be here to help me through it. Ah, well, I appreciate that. I think I'm in a place where I'm past that at this time though. Like I've cried a lot. I've gotten a lot of that out of my system on my journey. But I appreciate the sentiment. You feel like you've gotten through that for yourself as well in your own journey? I feel like I went through just a time of purging a lot. Oh, I am. Selfishness is a virtue. I'm selfish. I have not always been, but I in my spiritual journey, I have learned to be very balancedly selfish, you know? It's equal exchange. It's something very much that I believe in. Equal exchange if is how we it's kind of in a sense a understanding of how the world should be in a sense, but we don't necessarily have that equal understanding. You know, it's not something that's taught. We don't teach that selfishness is a virtue, and I think that the more that people learn to see it in balance, that it is a virtue, then that'll assist in helping us move the world toward a better place. Yeah. But it's been a process. I didn't just get here. I went through, a lot of releasing of friends and changing my environment and other things in order to get to a place where I was, balanced enough to be here in the energy that I am in. Yeah. Alchemy and the law of equivalent exchange. Yeah. But I did. I think I very much went through a process of just purging myself in a lot of ways, crying all of the tears that I needed to cry so I could be more present and more balanced instead of just doing it in small ways. Hi, Lily. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, or I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. And you said you got it, YouTube girl? Okay. I hope that assists you. And I hope you saying that, Lynn, means that you are, you do the same for yourself as well, that you are balancedly selfish or, you take care of you first. I see there were comments that you were making about offering to, you know, be there for me and if I needed to assistance or a shoulder to cry on. And I appreciate that. But I do also hope you have people in your life that assist you with those things, that you have a balanced environment for yourself in that way. You said you very much wish your offer was chivalrous. Who says that it wasn't, you know? Just because I said that I'm good or it's not something that I need that is at this time, that doesn't mean it wasn't chivalrous. Hi, Wormy Vicious. You said what kind of sessions are these? So this is really just a place if you need to ask a advising question or you're wanting to release something at this time, then release something pertaining to experience that you've had, event you could say, whatever the case may be. Then you can get that off your chest here in this moment, and just kind of leave that here. You know, but it also, if you have any type of advising question, something in your environment that you're needing assistance on, I will do my best to give you a balanced um, understanding from my point of view on that as well. Len, you said I have a hidden agenda. Is that what you said? You said always a hidden agenda. Oh, you have a hidden agenda. You said what's beyond space. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Wormy Vicious. You said from my perspective, what do I think space ends? Well, I consider, um, that understanding or space itself to be, just endless. I don't think that it does end, but that's just my opinion. You said, how about advice to release toxic energy from friends and family over the holidays? Oh, that's a really good one. Um, Interestingly enough, I actually was not able to make it home to visit my family this holiday season. I don't know if that was, I wouldn't say that that's necessarily because the energy would have been toxic. But I mean, to some extent, I think that it's just about, well, it's after the holiday now, but we do have Christmas coming up. It can be just about making sure that the energies that you're going to be around, you're okay with being around, you know, because my family dynamic is not really toxic. at this time, or the energies that I'm close to in my family at this time aren't toxic. There are people in my family that I've kind of stepped away from, I think, and that is because it just wasn't balanced for me overall. And it's more the understanding of just making sure that, even if it maybe upsets some people, that you aren't going to be around, or you don't allow those people space in your environment just because they're family. And I do think that a lot of times people give family free passes because they're blood related, instead of, respecting their own energy and what their soul needs. But if you have had to be around those people and, just deal with that energy, I think it's as soon as possible, as quick as possible, you find some time or space to yourself to really just focus on releasing. And, there are things that could be good, whatever could be fun for you. For me, when I've been in spaces in relation to people, not just family, but in general, where there were energies that were imbalanced or toxic, as you say, I would just do things that were grounding for me. It could be to, go take a walk in nature. It could be drinking my favorite tea, or even using music in that fashion. So, whatever the understanding is to help you release that, yes. But I think the biggest thing that you can do is, if you can, because it's not always easy, it's complicated, but if you can, try to, put some boundaries or some distance between those energies beforehand. That's, I think, the best way. That's what I do now anyway. In the past, I may have just kind of forced myself to deal with those energies, but I don't do that anymore. I don't force myself to be around anybody I don't want to be around, or deal with any energy I don't want to. And I think in a past life, maybe in the past life that you were on, Lily, I was telling you, like, I'll just block you. I'm not about to, and I won't feel any way about it. It's not about me wishing ill on you. I wish you the best, but far away from me. It's as simple as that. But yeah, so I think it really is just about, if you can, you know, um, avoid being in that environment in the first place. If you can't, then make sure that you get time to yourself as soon as possible to be away from it, and do something that is cleansing or peaceful or grounding for you. And, there can be, different spiritual things that you can do, but everything is spiritual, not just the certain things that people say. Yes, you can clear your space with Palo Santo and do other things like that. But all of the things that you love to do for yourself, those are good too. Just do things that are comfortable for you, whatever the case that may be, comfortable and balanced for you. Mm. And Wormy Vicious, you asked me, am I psychic? So I do read tarot. I I read tarot, and I give messages from spirit guides, as well as ancestors and spirit itself. That is something that I do. I've done it with other tools as well, but the main tool that I usually do is with tarot. I also have done it with just doing the messages directly from spirit without the use of tools, but my main tool is tarot. And you said your sincerity was real, Lynn, and heartfelt, and you said it's just difficult. Hmm. I think everything that you said sounded sincere to me and heartfelt. Yeah, I took what you said sincerely. I didn't take it as unsincere. Yes, you're welcome, Lily. And yes, self care isn't selfish. Yes, it really isn't. You got to do what's best for you always. And at the end of the day, even when it comes to taking care of others, especially if you have kids or something, um, you have to be able to make sure that you're good first, so you can take better care of those individuals around you, or be in the best energy for the people that you do want to have a part of your life. So yes, that's important as well. Mm. That's one thing I can appreciate about, my mom. There are a lot of things that maybe we wanted as kids and we didn't, you know, um, we didn't always get everything that we wanted in that sense, but she always made sure to, put certain needs pertaining to her health and everything else first so that she could be there for us in the best understanding, making sure that we got the things that we needed versus the things that we wanted. So yeah, that's very important. And also, when you take care of yourself, you're telling the universe that you're ready for new energies and new things to come in for you as well. Sometimes I really think the universe waits to see that we're taking care of ourselves or we're in that state of self care to bring certain things to us. All right, now, Lynn, you're getting a little out of pocket. I don't know if you just heard me, but understand, like, I do block people. I do. No problem. All right, then, go ahead and take your break. How long have I been using tarot? Well, I got my first tarot deck when I was about 13 years old. And it's funny because it's like there was this girl that I met in middle school at that time, and she was only at the middle school I went to for a year, and it's like I only ever met her to introduce me to tarot. And the tarot deck that she introduced me to, it wasn't even the original or like the not the original, but the traditional tarot that a lot of people use today, the Rider Waite. She had this beautiful fairy deck. It was so gorgeous, and I was very into fairies at the time. So it was like the universe brought this person into my environment specifically with a tarot deck that would draw me in just to get me started and into tarot. And like the next weekend, my cousin took me to Books a Millions and bought me my first tarot deck. So since I was about 13, yeah. Yeah, and she left the school like right after that. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like I almost believe that she is not real, but I know she is. She left right after introducing me to that. So yeah, I still remember her name. Yeah, it really is. I remember her name and everything, and she's very different. Like very she kind of reminded me of um, a character I might have read in a book, and she had a really great energy. Very different from not that the where I'm from is like a bad environment or anything like that, but I'm from the Bible Belt, and I'm from like um, a very southern town. You know, they don't just be out there reading tarot and and stuff like that. So she was very different. I think she might have been from California anyway, like from an area where they have more of that stuff or they're more open to things like that. But it was meant to happen that way, I think. Yeah. But all right, I have hit my hour for the night, and I appreciate all you guys for joining me. And I will not next weekend. I won't be able to do a live because I have a lot of stuff to take care of, and I just won't be able to set everything up to do one. But hopefully, I'll be back the week after that, and hopefully, we get some questions in and whatever the case may be. And if not, I'll just be here reading and waiting for you guys to feel that you have something that you want to share or anything to ask. You know. But you have a great night, and I'll see you not this upcoming Saturday, but hopefully the one after that.